Then the second position, that means liquid having force of attraction, interparticle force of attraction greater than gas and lesser than liquid. Lesser than solid, not liquid, lesser than solid. That means in the middle position, liquid is there. That means liquid having interparticle force of attraction greater than gas and lesser than solid. Then gas having least interparticle force of attraction. The reason is that in solid state, molecules are densely packed. Space between them is very, very, very less. So attraction is more. For liquid, space between molecules, that means intermolecular distance or intermolecular space is greater than solid. That's why they are having less attraction than solid. Then for gas, intermolecular distance is very high. That's why they are having less interparticle force of attraction. These are the characteristics of particles of matter. Now we complete two topics. Physical nature. Physical nature simply means the nature of matter. That means matter consists of large number of tiny particles that may vary in size, shape or character, and these tiny particles are called atoms. Then the characteristics of particles of matter. What are the characteristics? Matter having large number of particles, they are small in size, they are having spaces between them, they are continuously in motion, in random motion, in all possible direction, in all possible velocities, and they attract each other with a force called interparticle force of attraction. Now we complete two topics. The next is states of matter. Our next topic under concern is states of matter. Now the next topic is states of matter. We are studying three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. But remember one thing, there is one more states of matter, one more state called plasma. One more state called plasma. It is the stage of molten state that it can be seen in other planets or in sun like that. This state is not under our concern. So we are studying only three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. In your text also it is written that we are having three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. In higher classes you study the fourth state called plasma. Now don't give that importance to plasma. In higher classes you study the fourth state of matter is plasma. That's in the molten state. That means like when a volcano breaks or the liquid coming out of volcano is in the plasma state. That means in the molten state, in the burn like state. But we are studying in 9th class, you are having less topic like solid, liquid and gas. In higher classes you will discuss about the fourth state, plasma. So here I am also discussing about solid, liquid and gas, and you just know what's the fourth state. Just remember the name. for a competitive exam or a quiz competition, like when you are asking, name the fourth state of matter, then you can give the name as plasma. Remember the name plasma. Okay. But in your textbook, it is three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. So we are studying in detail about solid, liquid, and gas. First state is solid. What is the importance of solid? We all know that solid substances have a definite shape. Solid substances have a definite shape. That's the most important character of a solid. It have a definite shape. When considering the molecular arrangement of solid, it is densely packed. It is densely packed. That means the molecules are arranged like this. The molecules cannot move from one position to another. Here in solid state, the molecules can only vibrate. The molecules can only vibrate and transfer energy to the other molecule. It cannot move from one position to another. That means the space between molecules is very, very, very less. The space between molecules is called intermolecular distance. Here in a solid, intermolecular distance is very less. Intermolecular distance is very less. That means it cannot move from one position to another. It can only vibrate from its fixed position. It can only vibrate from its fixed position. Since the solid have a definite volume, it also has a definite, since it has a definite shape, it also has a definite volume. Solid substances always have a definite volume. Okay. Then the freedom of movement. Freedom of movement means the molecules, if are in space, that means if there is a space between molecules, then the molecule can move from one position to another. That possibility is called freedom of movement. If a molecule can move one position to another, then freedom of movement is greater for that molecule. But look here, in case of solid, the molecules are thickly or densely packed. It cannot move from one position to another. I already told that it can vibrate in its fixed position. That means it cannot have freedom of movement. It cannot have freedom of movement. Remember this point too, it cannot have freedom of movement. And we can say that since solid substance have definite shape and volume, it is rigid in nature. Solid substances are rigid in nature. These are rigid in nature. And then considering compressibility. Compressibility means the volume of the substance is compressed by applying pressure or external force. Since the molecules are densely packed, when we apply pressure or force, compressibility is very, very less. Again, we are applying high force or pressure. Since it is rigid, it may break. For example, when we are considering this marker, I am applying a force like this. Okay. Look, size and shape does not changes. That means it is rigid. It has a fixed volume and a fixed shape. When again I am applying force, much force, then it may break into two. That means it cannot be compressed. But when we apply a force, it can be break into two pieces. Since the arrangement is thick, compressibility is very, very less. Less compressibility. Less compressibility. This is our first state, that is solid state. For a substance in this state, that means for a substance in solid state, it have a definite shape, it have a definite volume, and the substance is rigid. They are less compressible. Remember 2 points also. Here the molecules are densely packed or thickly packed. Therefore, intermolecular distance is very less and freedom of movement is very, very less. Or otherwise, we can say that no freedom of movement. It can only vibrate from its fixed position. These are the properties of a solid substance or solid state. Now, we complete the first state of matter, solid. Then I am moving to the second state, that is liquid state. The second state is liquid state. In liquid state, it does not have a definite shape. It does not have a definite shape. We can say that no definite shape. You all know that when a liquid substance is taken in a container, it takes the shape of the container. That means the liquid substance does not have a definite shape, but it has a volume. But it have a definite volume. Okay. When considering the molecular arrangement, look here, the molecules are not densely packed. It is loosely packed. Okay. Then the molecules have spaces between them. The molecules have spaces between them. That means we can say that intermolecular distance is greater than solids. Intermolecular distance is greater than solids. Then considering freedom of movement, since the molecules have spaces between them, when I am considering this molecule, if I am considering this molecule, then this molecule can move towards this space or